Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the dark world of mobile app security. We all rely on apps for pretty much everything these days. But how safe is your data really? We're going to break down the tech behind how hackers target your information. Stay tuned to learn about the top 3 methods hackers use to exploit mobile apps. We're talking sneaky tactics that can catch anyone off guard, so you definitely want to know how these work. Let's get right into it. Alright, so first up we're tackling phishing attacks. These are some of the most common and dangerous threats out there in the digital world. Now, this is a classic and for good reason. It's all about deception. Phishing attacks are designed to trick you into giving away sensitive information like your passwords or credit card numbers. Imagine getting a text that looks exactly like it's from your bank, asking you to update your login info. Seems legit, right? These messages often create a sense of urgency, making you feel like you need to act immediately. But that link? That's where things get sketchy. Clicking on it can lead you to a dangerous place. It might take you to a site that's a perfect copycat of your bank's actual website, but it's a total fake. These sites are designed to look exactly like the real thing, down to the smallest detail. We're talking pixel-perfect design, familiar logos, the whole deal. They even use similar URLs to make it harder to spot the difference. They make it super convincing. The goal is to make you feel comfortable enough to enter your personal information. And that's the whole point, to trick you into entering your real username and password. Once you do, the hackers can intercept this information and use it to access your accounts. Boom! Just like that, the hackers have your credentials and they can drain your account before you even know what hit you. It's a nightmare scenario that can happen to anyone. But phishing isn't limited to just fake websites. These attacks can come in many forms. Oh no, they've upped their game. Phishing has evolved over the years, and attackers are constantly finding new ways to trick you. Think malicious apps disguised as legitimate ones. These apps can look like they offer useful services, but they're actually designed to steal your information. You might download a game or a utility app thinking it's the real deal, but hidden inside is a nasty surprise ready to steal your data. These apps can access your contacts, messages, and even your location. The key takeaway here is to be incredibly cautious about what you click on and what you download. Always check the permissions an app is asking for and be wary of anything that seems out of the ordinary. Always double-check the source, look for any red flags, and when in doubt, reach out to the official company directly. It's better to be safe than sorry. Don't let these guys reel you in. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and protect yourself from phishing attacks. Remember, if something feels off, it probably is. Trust your instincts and take the necessary precautions to keep your information safe. Next up, we're getting a little more technical and talking about malware injections. This one's all about hackers sneaking malicious code into legitimate apps. Think of it like this. You've got a perfectly good app, maybe your favorite social media platform or a game you're hooked on, but somewhere along the line it gets infected with malware. This could happen in a few ways. Maybe you downloaded a modified version of the app from a shady third-party app store. Or, and this is the scary part, the hackers found a vulnerability in the app's code itself and injected their malware that way. Now, once that malicious code is in, it can do some serious damage. We're talking about stealing your personal information like passwords and credit card numbers right from under the app's nose. It can also spy on your activity, track your location, even take control of your phone's camera and microphone without you ever knowing. The worst part, malware can be incredibly stealthy. You might not even realize your phone's been infected until it's too late. That's why it's so important to only download apps from trusted sources like the official app stores. And always keep your phone's operating system and all your apps updated. Those updates often include security patches that can help protect you from these kinds of attacks. But let's dive a bit deeper into how these malware injections actually work. When developers create an app, they write thousands of lines of code. This code is what makes the app function as intended. However, no code is perfect. There can be vulnerabilities, tiny cracks in the code that hackers can exploit. Hackers are constantly on the lookout for these vulnerabilities. Once they find one, they can inject their malicious code. This malicious code can then spread through app updates, infecting more and more devices. You might notice your phone behaving strangely, like apps crashing or your battery draining faster than usual. These could be signs that your phone has been infected with malware. Once the malware is in, it can start stealing your data. This includes your contacts, messages, and even your photos. In some cases, it can even make unauthorized transactions using your bank app. To protect yourself, consider installing a reputable antivirus app. These apps can scan your phone for malware and help remove it. Also, make sure to use strong passwords and enable two-factor authentication wherever possible. Be cautious when downloading new apps. Read reviews and check the app's permissions before installing. And remember, keeping your phone and apps updated is one of the best ways to protect against malware. By taking these precautions, you can help ensure that your phone remains secure and your personal information stays safe. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and keep your phone protected from the silent threat of malware. Chapter 3. Man-in-the-Middle Attacks. Intercepting your every move. In this chapter, we delve into one of the most insidious forms of cyber attacks that can compromise your personal information without you even realizing it. Okay, for our final act, let's talk about man-in-the-middle attacks. These attacks are particularly dangerous because they can happen so seamlessly that you might never know your data has been compromised. This one's all about intercepting communication. Essentially, a hacker positions themselves between you and the entity you're communicating with, capturing all the data that flows between. Imagine this. You're using a public Wi-Fi network at a coffee shop. Totally normal, right? You might be sipping your latte, catching up on emails, or browsing social media. You open up an app, maybe you're checking your bank balance or making an online purchase. It feels routine, something you do almost every day without a second thought. You think you're communicating directly with your bank or the online store, but here's the catch. A hacker has secretly inserted themselves into the middle of that conversation. They can see everything you're doing, every piece of data you send and receive. They're like a digital eavesdropper, listening in on everything you send and receive. This means they can capture your login credentials, personal messages, and even your financial information. So, when you enter your credit card info or other sensitive data, guess who gets their hands on it? Yep, the hacker. They can use this information to make unauthorized purchases, steal your identity, or sell your data on the dark web. They can steal your information in real time without you ever suspecting a thing. It's a silent, invisible threat that can have devastating consequences. And it's not just public Wi-Fi that's vulnerable. Your home network can also be a target if it's not properly secured. Hackers can exploit weak passwords, outdated software, and other vulnerabilities to gain access. These attacks can happen on any network, even your home network, if it's not properly secured. Once inside, hackers can monitor your online activities, steal sensitive information, and even take control of your devices. So, how do you protect yourself? The good news is that there are several steps you can take to safeguard your data and reduce the risk of man-in-the-middle attacks. Well, using a VPN or virtual private network is a great place to start. A VPN creates a secure encrypted tunnel for your internet traffic, making it much harder for hackers to intercept and read your data. A VPN encrypts your internet traffic, making it much harder for hackers to intercept and read your data. It's like putting all your sensitive information in a super secure package that only the intended recipient can open. It's like putting all your sensitive information in a super secure package that only the intended recipient can open. This added layer of security can make a significant difference in protecting your data. Another good practice is to avoid accessing sensitive information, like online banking or shopping, when you're on public Wi-Fi. Public networks are often less secure, making it easier for hackers to intercept your data. If you do need to use public Wi-Fi, make sure it's a trusted network and be extra cautious about the websites you visit and the information you enter. Always look for HTTPS in the URL, which indicates a secure connection. Keeping your software and devices up to date is also crucial. Software updates often include security patches that fix vulnerabilities that hackers could exploit. Make it a habit to install updates as soon as they become available. Using strong, unique passwords for your accounts can also help protect your data. Avoid using easily guessable passwords like 123,456 inches or password. Instead, use a combination of letters, numbers, and special characters. Enabling two-factor authentication, 2FA, adds an extra layer of security. With 2FA, even if a hacker manages to steal your password, they would still need a second form of verification to access your account. By taking these precautions, you can significantly reduce the risk of falling victim to man-in-the-middle attacks. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and always prioritize your online security. Remember, in the digital age, your data is one of your most valuable assets. Protect it wisely and stay one step ahead of cybercriminals. Thank you for joining us in this chapter on man-in-the-middle attacks. Stay safe out there. That's it for our deep dive into the world of mobile app security. We've covered some pretty heavy stuff today, but the good news is that by being aware of these threats and taking some simple precautions, you can significantly reduce your risk of becoming a victim. Remember, knowledge is power, and in the digital age, protecting your information is more important than ever. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights into the world of tech and security. Stay safe out there.